Welcome back to my YouTube channel, my darlings. So for today, I'm going to share with you 3 main tips which I applied in order to double my hair growth from the year 2020 when I did the big chop to 2023. So stay tuned. First, number 1 tip I'm going to talk about is hydration. Hydration is one of the key components in order to retain length. By hydration, what do I actually mean? I'm talking about how much moisture your hair retains both internally and externally. Firstly, I'm going to talk about retaining moisture externally. It's very important that we maintain the moisture on our hair externally, because when the hair lacks moisture, it tends to be very brittle and dry, hence prone to breakage. Because when the hair has got lots of moisture, it becomes way more elastic, and when it's elastic, it doesn't break easily. And when your hair breaks easily, you cannot retain length. Your hair actually grows, but you don't retain that length because it always breaks. How can you maintain this moisture or hydrate your hair externally? There are many products out there which you can test on your hair depending on what hair texture you have. For me, I have the 4C hair, so I will go for a product which its consistency is neither too drippy nor very thick, like an in-between consistency, not very thick and not very drippy. That works really amazing for me. And whenever I apply this moisture on my hair, I make sure I lock it in with any heavy weighted oil like castor oil or olive oil. Furthermore, most of us forget that before we put in this effort on the outside, giving our hair this hydration moisture, it could still not be 100% effective. Reason being, we are not hydrated enough from the inside. What do I mean by that? We have to drink lots of water or fluids or teas, depending on how easy it is for you to consume lots of liquid. It could be in the form of tea, as I said earlier, or juices, but make sure you drink up, because it reflects on the outside as well. My second point for today is protective hairstyles. With protective hairstyles, these are my top 3. I recommend all forms of braids. If you're following me on Instagram, I have a separate hair page where I splitted the different types of braids. You can check my Instagram hair account here at Z Hair Club. You see the different types of braids which are quite suitable as a protective hairstyle for your hair, for those who are very busy, who have a very busy schedule, who cannot take care of their natural hair on a daily basis. The second hairstyle I'm going to recommend is the crochet hairstyle. Here is an example for those of you who don't like wigs. I'm not a fan of wigs either, because I think it's not as protective as much, especially for those who have very thin hairline. It rather promotes hair loss at the front line around your edges, so I wouldn't recommend that as a protective hairstyle. You can only use a wig, for example, occasionally where there is a big event or so, but not for an everyday hairstyle which you can rock from time to time. So I wouldn't recommend. A wig is a big no for me. So the second, as I said, protective hairstyles like braids. The second protective hairstyle I made mention earlier is the crochet hairstyle. The reason why I recommend the crochet hairstyle is because it does not put so much tension on the head. There is no so much pulling and tugging, and you can easily switch up the styling methods in between when you have this hairstyle on. I personally have very pretty thin edges, and the crochet hairstyle really helped me to grow my edges to a certain degree, and I'll recommend to you out there to try it out as well, so you can find a stylist who really know how to do this hairstyle, and you're going to love it. The third protective hairstyle I'm going to recommend is cornrows. All types of cornrows. There are also different types of cornrows, so you can check my hair page again, or you can Google it to know the different types of cornrows. There is this traditional cornrow which is all back. That is pretty good. You can rock it for 3 weeks if you want to, if you're very busy as well and you just want to have a simple hairstyle where you're not going to manipulate your hair a lot. You can rock this hairstyle and it looks pretty good as well on any face shape. For those who are tender-headed, I would recommend you do a blowout before you get the cornrows done, so that there is no loss of pulling, especially those whose hair get tangled very easily. I'm not a fan of as a hairstylist, I'm not a fan of blowing out the hair of my clients before getting them done, because I can work with any hair type, any hair texture. But if your hairstylist, if you're sensitive and your hairstylist cannot deal with your hair texture in that its original state, then it's better you tell him or her to do a blowout before getting the cornrows done, so that there's not a lot of pulling and tugging, which will tend the hairstyle to no longer be protective but rather damaging to your hair. Because every time you're getting your hair done, if there's a lot of pulling and tension, whatever hairstyle it is no longer considered a protective hairstyle. The last point is going to be one of the most important points, which has helped me grow out my hair, in which most people out there will not consider. With the popular myth that goes that when you don't wash your hair, your pores are going to be blocked and the hair follicles or the hair shaft cannot push up. I don't think that's true. In my own opinion, I think if you get to wash your hair very often, like thrice a week, the hair is more prone to breakage, and when it breaks, you can't see the length, But if you can do it carefully, the reason why I don't wash my hair that often, like once a month, is ideal for me, because in the course of you washing your hair, you are forced to always comb it, and with the natural hair, it tangles a lot. In the course of you combing, the hair breaks, you lose hair, and you cannot really see the length. So in order to avoid that, I reduce the number of my wash days, and it really works a lot and it saves a lot. You might be asking, don't I get built up on my scalp, or does my scalp doesn't show some dandruff or build up or dead? Actually, I combat this problem with the use of coconut oil. Coconut oil on the scalp really keeps the pores looking really pretty clean, and as well, this oil is very, very lightweighted. So please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're here for the first time, and hit that notification button, for you wouldn't want to miss out on my upcoming videos. For I'm going to bring in more tips, more tricks on how to take good care of your hair, how to reach your potential hair growth, and we shall grow together. Why not? Don't forget to comment down below as well on what hair concerns you've got, so that we can discuss it. I can bring it up on my next coming video to throw some enlightenment on it, and we can share ideas, and I'll tell you my own opinion about what it is all about, or how we can solve the problem, and you get rid of whatever hair problem you've got. It's going to be my pleasure, and thank you for watching. See you on the next one. It was indeed a pleasure of mine to style this beautiful chocolate model of mine. Thank you all for watching.